howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. So this is my first official prepping for my Ireland trip video. There are going to be some videos that I am going to bring to y'all, basically about the different things that I'm going to be going through as a first time international traveler. Oh my word, just even saying that sounds crazy. It's like, oh my word, it's like, really, did I just say those words out loud? Oh, the first step has been taken in my process. And like I said, I'm going to share them with y'all so that any of y'all who want to go with me, y'all can maybe go ahead and do them too. I know a couple of my friends want to go with me. One of them is an experienced international traveler because she is currently living in Mexico, and she's going to come up from Mexico and go with me to Ireland. And then I have another friend that uh, basically she's having to go through a lot of the same steps that I am. So uh, we'll go through them together. And like I said, maybe if I mean, I know most of y'all aren't going to go on the trip with me, but hey, it's kind of a process. In case you're wondering, I'm trying to keep the dog calm. He's been a little bit anxious today. We've had a lot of storms here in North Texas. Oh my word. We have had some torrential downpour. But yeah, so he's been a little bit kind of clutchy, and also too, you probably see right here, not the hair. See this right here? Yes, it's one of my kitty girls. Uh, I know she's probably been on camera before, but that is my little Ivy. She didn't want to move, and I wasn't going to move her, so she's just sitting there on a wound up piece of blanket there, just enjoying her time. So if you see movement, see her get up and start cleaning or get up and leave, that's just Ivy. And like I said, my Sandy boy, he's right here beside me. So anyways, the process. Now you have to start it out online to get your passport. Yeah, that's what we are talking about. Let me just go through. I've got all these papers here. Uh, okay, hold on just one second. I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to go get a piece. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Um, I had I have so many things in so many different directions right now. Uh, my wonderful, lovely uh, boss's wife, Allie. I guess technically she's my boss too. Allie helped me to do the paperwork. Uh, she has a nice big screen computer. I mean, this thing is huge, and so I did my paperwork on that, and got everything done. It's the U.S. Department of State application for a U.S. passport. Um, okay, honestly, I love you guys to death, but I'm not going to tell you the information I put down. I'm just kind of giving y'all an information of what they're going to be looking for, so that way you can have all the information you need ahead of time. Um, I mean, most of it is straightforward. There's a few things that you might need to get some information for, so that's kind of where this is going. Now, the first um, things, of course, that they want to know is your status stuff. Name, when you were born, your social security number, things like that. Um, they of course have to have the first and last name. But one thing I have learned is in the area that I live, there are three people with my first and last name. So I opted to put my middle name in as well because I wanted to make sure that we got the right information. I want to make sure the State Department was getting me and not the other Jennifer who lives down south of where I live by about 45 minutes and has been in trouble with the law several times. I didn't want to be confused with her. There's another one that she actually lives about a mile away from me. I know who she is, and she's a nice, sweet, wonderful person. Her I wouldn't mind being mixed up with, but I don't want to be confused with the one down south. She, I know she's been in trouble with the law because I've had lawyers contacting me trying to find her. And that's never a good thing. And then I found out someone else who knew her and said, yeah, she's always in trouble with someone. So, uh, like I said, for me, I put my middle name because I wanted to make sure that the correct information was applied to me. Like I said, with her living that close, I didn't want there to be any confusion. I'm just hoping she doesn't have my middle name too. So, anyways, so first middle name. They ask a lot of questions according to like gender and stuff like that, and they want to know your gender at birth, how you were born, because on official documents, when you're born and stuff, you're listed as male or female. So that's what they need to know because that's how they look stuff up. Okay, if you're a man and you have decided you're going to become a woman, that doesn't help them to find your proper information. Okay, I knew someone back years ago that she was fixing to take a trip for her honeymoon and they were going to go to Italy. But she had to get her very first passport. And her mother had lied to her and told her things that weren't true. And it was things that she had put as official information for years and years. The State Department is a lot more thorough than that. And they saw the discrepancy right away and they refused to issue her passport because they had the father listed wrong. Okay, I mean, seriously, they check things. I mean, this is back before they had the internet for everything. And they did a good enough background check. Sorry, my baby boy, he's having a little bit of trouble there. They did a thorough enough background check that they knew the person she had listed as her father was not her real father. He had raised her, he had given her his name, but on her birth certificate, that's not who it was listed as. So, the things that are on your birth certificate, okay, it doesn't make any difference if you are choosing to identify as the opposite sex on your birth certificate. What it says on there is what they need to know. Okay, like I said, this is ahead information for anybody. So, I don't care if you're a woman and you have decided you want to become a man, and you hate the idea of any reference back to being a woman. If you're trying to get a passport, you have to put what you were born as. Okay, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's a difficult truth, but the government, they want to know this information. Are you, you know, who were you born as? So just be prepared because, like I said, I know from, this was like 20 years ago, and they were thorough enough that they knew that this was not my friend's father. So they're going to know if you were born Priscilla and you've decided you want to become Darren. um, they're going to say Darren does not exist, and they won't give you a passport. You have to use the stuff you were born under. You know, so like I said, when they ask that, you have to be prepared to tell them how you were born as, because that is all your official documentations. All right. So, anyways, I wanted to say that, get ahead of time, so that way people aren't going, well, I'm Darren now. I don't want to be known as Priscilla. I don't want any. I'm sorry. This isn't me. This is the U.S. government. Like I said, it's them. They're the ones that they need the accurate information. So, anyways, they want to know, the sex you were born as, where you were born. So if you don't know the town you were born in, uh, you might ask a family member. If you have your birth certificate handy, you might look at your birth certificate. It will say. So you got to know where you were born at. Let's see. That they do want mailing address and they do want a physical location. Um, Most people, it's the one and the same. Whatever their mailing address is the same as their physical location. I'm one of those that's not. I do not have a physical mailbox for my house, which means that I have to go down to a post office and have a post office box. So, make sure that which one you're putting, because it does ask for both of them. If it's the same, then of course you'll just put the same information in both categories. So that is part of the information that they want. Um, there's also part, it confused me at first because of the fact that I didn't understand the questioning and what it wanted. It's going to come to a point, it asks you about your parents. It's not asking because they think you're underage. It's so that way they can make sure they have the right information. You remember what I said a few minutes ago about 3 people with my same first and last name living within just a short area of me? Um, well, this also helps. Okay, those 2 people, I doubt very much if both of them have parents with the same names as mine. Okay, one of them might, have one parent. One of them might have a mother named Dorothy. It's a possibility. Both of them, having both parents with uh, that are named Lloyd and Dorothy, and especially with the birth dates that mine have. So this is like reference. This is so that way they know that they're looking at the right one. Because back, it's been many, many, many years ago. Um, I used to look at this website called howmanyofme.com, uh, and I was absolutely shocked that there were 2 million Jennifers in the United States. 2 million. Okay. With my last name also attached to it, it dropped the number down to 6,000. Okay. 6,000 people with my first and last name. Now, there are a few hundred that have my exact initials, and there are a few of them, not a lot, but a few of them that have my exact middle name as well. Um, like I said, I don't know if the website's still up or not because it's been a long time since I looked at it. But yeah, there are a lot of me out there. So the chances of them having parents with the exact names, and also too, they want, like when you do your mother's name, they want the mother's name at birth. If she was born, or basically be like her first name, her middle name, and her maiden name. So you've got to have those 3. Unless, of course, you got someone who was like my grandparents. I don't know how many of y'all remember my stories back. I know my grandfather was like chapter 5. I think my grandmother was like chapter 9 or chapter 10. I think she was chapter 9. That I talked about my mom's parents. Both of them were born under different names, but when they got older, they chose different names. Um, it's like my grandfather was born as Edgar and he chose the name Dick. He rejected his birth name of Beardsley and went by the name of Rogers, who was basically his mother's family who raised him. My grandfather had 0 contact with the Beardsley part of the family. And so he didn't see any reason to hold on to a name of a family who, in his eyes, didn't want him. So, like I said, there could be other reasons too. Sometimes in certain adoptions, the names change. I have a friend that her mother and stepfather had adopted a set of siblings, and due to things that had happened to them by their parents when they were real little, their names legally had to be changed so that mom couldn't find them. Okay, I mean, it was bad enough that the state terminated the mom's rights and they changed the kid's name so that way they were no longer under that name. Sometimes kids choose a different name, when they get adopted. They start a new life and with a new family, and they might decide, not all of them, some of them might keep their names, but some of them might decide, I want a new name. I'm getting a new last name. I want a new first name too. I've always wanted to be called, Carissa. And so they go through, and during the adoption process, they get their name changed also. Like I said, sometimes it's the state's choice and sometimes it's by their choice. Um, so like I said, they need your parents' names, their full names. Like I said, with your mother, make sure you have her maiden name. So, anyways, of course, all that information also to uh, it under the parents it says place of birth. It says city and state if in the U.S. or city and county as it is presently known. Um, my dad and mom both were not born in a hospital. They were both born at home. They were born way back, especially my dad was born 1921. There were not a lot of hospitals, and most of the hospitals were far away. So 99% of the kids were born at home. And so, technically, he didn't, have a hospital registered birth. But he was born, of course, because I'm here. So, you had him, uh, and my mom, pretty much the same thing. I mean, she was born. My mom was born in a railroaders camp. Okay, I mean, in all honesty, she was born in a railroaders camp. My grandfather worked for the railroad up in the Texas Panhandle, and she was born in a railroaders camp in Dalhart. I think she was born on the Dallam side, if I remember right. So, you need to know where your parents were born. So there's that, and of course, like I said, it asks for their genders at birth. Are they U.S. citizens? If your parents not a U.S. citizen, I mean, it's fine. Who knows? They might actually put you in for like dual citizenship because of the fact that you had a mother who was born in England and a father who was born in America. During World War II, that actually happened a lot. There were a lot of brides that were brought over here from France and England in that area because the soldiers would be over there and they meet someone, they go, hey, I kind of like you. I'm going to get married to you and bring you home with me. And so there were a lot of wartime brides that came home. So there were a lot of people that were from other countries. And of course, nowadays we're such a global community, people travel a lot anyways. So, if your parent is not a U.S. citizen, that's okay. If maybe both of them aren't. Uh, you know, put down where they're from. Of course, both of mine are. If I had said no, they weren't. I'm guessing. I'm guessing because I don't know for certain. But if you put no, they weren't. They'd probably ask, what country is your parent from? That would be my guess because of the fact, like I said, it's on computers, so I didn't hit that box. You know how they do, a little sub menu will pop down. In fact, here where it's listed that there is enough room for something else to be like written in. like for you to say Germany or France or, you know, Nigeria, uh, you know, Hong Kong, you know, wherever your parents might be from. Um, let's see. Also, too, if you are married, if you have a spouse, they have a place for that. So you can fill that in. Also, occupation and where you work. Um, now, I'm getting down to one. They also want to know height, eye color, and hair color. Of course, this is natural. Okay, I mean, I do not have money to go and have hair coloring done. Okay, I I like my hair color. I mean, I honestly do. I like it. I have fun with it. Some people don't. Some people change colors. And my friend Kayla went with me, and currently her hair right now is pink and purple. Okay. Of course, when that's hair color, I had figured it want to know your authentic hair color that, you know, you'd be listed as, you know, on like your driver's license or whatever. So of course I put blonde. And when I went up and when you get your first passport, you have to go up and talk to someone. And when we're going through asking him, I asked him about that, and he said he he started out. He made the comment, says the color it is when you come in to get your picture done. And I thought for a moment, I said, so my friend out there with the pink and purple hair, she would need to put pink and purple on her. And then he looked, and I think all of a sudden he realized what he just said. He said, oh, no, no. He says, it has to be a natural color. And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, but if you come in with pink and purple, you know, it's like that's the color it is when you're coming in. And so he said, no, it says it has to be a natural color. He says pink and purple is not a color that occurs naturally. He says it, you know, if it's, it says not Kool-Aid red. It says Kool-Aid red is not a natural color, but said most any of your colors, the natural colors that people do, you know, some people they'll dye their hair like auburn or something like that, you know, so that they want, you know, they don't want you to be specific in saying strawberry blonde or dirt water blonde. Blonde, okay? Brown hair, red hair, black hair. You know, I mean, those are pretty much the natural colors there. So, like I said, I think I caught him off guard with that question because, like I said, he just all of a sudden he looked at me and I think he went, "Oh my word, what did I just say?" But that happens to everybody. It's nothing against him. You know, sometimes people aren't thinking when they say something because most people, you know, don't go for wild colors. You know, there's a lot of people, there's probably a lot of people he deal with that, like I said, they go for like one of the tones of blonde. You know, a bright blonde, a dull blonde, a platinum blonde. You know, or they have different shades of red, or they have a dark brown, they have a light brown. You know, those are the probably the colors that he was thinking of. He just wasn't thinking of someone who had crazy hair like my friend. But it was actually kind of good that she was with me because it did bring that up. You know, and like I said, I think he realized all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, crazy color, no. You know, so if you have crazy color hair, don't put that down on there. Don't put down, you know, highlight green. You know, honestly, and this was something that I had thought about whenever I was filling it out. Um, unfortunately, some people when they do travel overseas, something happens to them. Either they are in accidents, you know, which means that they might be unconscious for a long period of time, or they might have, you know, something happen, you know, that they lose their memory and they're kind of like a vegetable. Uh, and of course, which case, you know, they're not going to have any say about hair coloring, and eventually that hair coloring is going to work its way out. You know, if, you know, like I said, they live through it, they just have no ability to say anything. So it's like their natural color would come back in. Okay, I personally would go for whatever your natural color is. You know, if you are a light brown haired person, you know, put light brown hair on there. You know, if you like to change your color to fuchsia, you know, go for it. Just remember that if something happens to you, uh, and you're not able to do something, or like heaven forbid, like I said, I don't want anybody to have an accident if they travel. I don't want anybody to be kidnapped when they travel. But if you're put in a position where you can't go and get your hair colored regularly, your natural hair is going to come out. Okay, so if someone is using your passport ID to try and identify you, and you have fuchsia as your hair, and all of a sudden it comes out and it is a blonde, you know. Also, too, while I'm thinking about that, uh, makeup. The guy said you could wear modest makeup, just don't come in looking like Mimi from the Drew Carey Show. You know, the really heavy eyeshadow that she wore. You know, the dark, you know, bold, where in all honesty, she looked like a clown. No clown looks. Okay, please, no clown looks. You know, don't have such bright colors on your cheeks that it looks like, you know, you got like a paintbrush or something and did this little number on them, okay? A little bit of light, you know, natural makeup would probably be okay. Um, with me being allergic to makeup, I couldn't wear it anyways. But yeah, so don't go in there. Also, too, this was something else that we talked about. Don't if you got naturally flat hair like mine, don't go in with it all fixed up, you know, and pulled up and doing all these fancy little things with it, because there's two things that they're going to tell you. You can see here right now, my bangs are a little bit on the long side. Two things that he told me: I needed to pull the hair off of my eyebrows because they need to see my eyebrows. Most people don't color their eyebrows, so whatever the natural color of your eyebrows are, that's the color that's going to come out on the picture. Also, too, he said, pull your hair back where we can see your ears. Okay, so I had to pull my hair back to where my ears were visible, at least as visible as I could get it with my hair. And like I said, my eyebrows. Now I know some of y'all are going, "What's the deal with the ears? You know what? Why do you have to have your ears showing?" Um, Ears are a good marker on a person because, like I said, I'm trying to look as straight as I can into the camera here. You can see a little bit of my ears. Okay, so you can kind of see where they're at. You can see a little bit. See, my earlobes are unattached, so that is a marker there, because unattached earlobes are going to hang differently than ones that are attached to you like this. You know, they're going to look different. So, you know, someone who might look similar to me, they might have attached earlobes. You know, so that stops someone from being able to use my passport that shouldn't, because that, or maybe their ears are smaller, or maybe they sit a little further up, or maybe they hang out a little bit more. You know, there's little things like that. You know, like I said, it's kind of hard. You know, I mean, if you do something to your earlobes, you know, you try to cosmetically have them altered, it's going to be noticeable. Because, like I said, you're going to have to sit here. You're going to have to cut down this area. You're going to have to cut this area. You know, have it attached, and then try and hope the scars don't show. You know, because if someone looks, they're going to look and go, "Uh oh," you know, that's surgical alteration. You know, that person must not be the Jennifer that's this is supposed to be. So, you know, like I said, it's a thing. It's a marker. You know, like I said, you got to pull them back so that way they can see your ears. You know, so you know, my hair looked a little bit funky in the picture. I might show you the picture here in just a little bit. So my hair looked a little bit funky. But so anyway, so that those are some of the things they look for in the picture. Um, Also, too, before I go any further with that, um, there are people that they want to do it themselves, and there are certain things, of course, that they have to do or that they can't do, or maybe they don't know to do. The guy told me, says, even with them being kind of an official helper with that, sometimes not even their photos matched up right, and they would have to have someone come back in and redo the photos. So, it could happen. It could happen that, you don't get the picture right and you'd have to redo it. And they want two copies. One copy they put onto your thing, which, oh, sorry, baby boy, I didn't mean to get you. I'm going to see if I can cover up enough of my personal information here. Okay. See right down there, there's a, right next to my face here, there is kind of a picture that looks like a face. Um, Here, let's do it this way. This is a little bit better. See, right here, they attach a photo that is this size right here. It's like 2 inch by 2 inch. Um, yeah, 2 inch by 2 inch is what they ask for. And that is basically, like I said, it's like, you know, right here. There are, like I said, there are several markers on a person on who they are. Also, too, don't wear clothes that have logos on it. They might be able to get out things, but if you have, like, up here on the shoulder, you have the Dallas Cowboys symbol or the Rangers symbol or the Dallas Stars or whatever sports team, no, that's not going to do. You can't have a logo like that. You can't have something that is an official licensing thing in your photo. Okay, I don't care how big of a Rangers fan you are, and right now, go Rangers! They're in the World Series, so it's like there's a lot of us that are really happy right now, and I'm a baseball fan. I love baseball, so I'm like, go Rangers! I'm so excited for them, and I hope they win this time around. But you can't put your favorite team. You can't put your high school team. You can't, like I said, there's a certain point. Um, I'll find the picture here in a moment and I'll show you. But there's like a certain point, like right here. So there's a lot of stuff that might be able to be cut out from here down, you know, but your shoulders, don't wear anything. Okay, don't pull your hair up. Don't have a big fondue. Unless of course it's just your natural hair. There are some people that have such naturally curly hair that it just is all over the place. So I know no one does it anymore. But don't pull your hair up in a beehive. Okay. You might be sitting way back like this, and they really want to get a good close up of your face. So those are some important things. Also, too, an emergency contact. Most people, it's going to be easy because you might have parents that are still alive, and you'll have your parents as an emergency contact. You might have children or a sibling. Uh, I kind of lucked out on all three of those. Both of my parents have been dead for a number of years now. My brother died in 2022, and I don't have any children. So I had to come up with an alternate. I'm not going to say who it is, but you have to have their name, you have to have their address, and you have to have their phone number. So, like I said, you if you've been to your sister's house a million times, but you don't know her address, get her address. Whoever you want as your emergency contact. Um, if you don't have to have family. Okay, I mean, an emergency contact is anyone you want contacted in an emergency. So, maybe, if you're traveling or something and you don't want your parents to be told immediately because your mom falls to pieces, uh, ask a friend. If you go to church, ask your minister. A lot of ministers are very happy to do that because, I mean, it's kind of what they do a lot of times. So just make sure you have their address and you have their phone number. And pretty much that is the information that they want from you. That's the information that they have to have. Now, when you go in and when you talk to them, you have to take your birth certificate. Okay. I I messed up. I messed up. Uh, this it's it's like a card. It is. I didn't realize it's called an ornamental. Okay, this is something that you hang up on your wall. Apparently, even though my parents have had it in a desk drawer for my whole entire life. This is something that it's just the fancy little thing of, saying, that your child has arrived. Oh, hey, you leave him alone. Sorry, I'm having a cat fight here. My dog tried getting down and the cat went nuts on him. You okay? You okay? Yeah, I know. You stay away. Sheesh. Sorry. Sorry, I know y'all probably heard that back there. He got down on the ground. He was walking into the kitchen and she attacked him. It's okay. You're all right. Sorry, my dog needs a little comfort right now. So, anyways, yeah, you can't use an ornamental. It has to be. They've got two types. They got a short form and a long form. Um, you can, within the state you were born in, you can go to any courthouse annex and get the short form. Um, and he said that as long as there's a certain part on there, if it has an I, it means institutional, which means it's something that is official and it works. Um, at least that's for the states of Texas. I cannot say for certain for other states. That's something that you would have to ask them if you don't have your birth certificate. So, okay, you calm? You okay? You are? Okay. Yes, I know. Big mean kitty cat. Yeah, like I said, he's just getting down. He's headed to the kitchen and she attacked him out of no reason. Poor baby boy. Poor Sandy. Okay, so also another part that you have here, uh, it is like all the information they oh, this he circled and highlighted. There are phone numbers and websites that I can use so that I can track my passport once everything's been officialized. Um, you know, let's see. I'm trying to say, for informations or question, visit travel.state.gov, which that is the passport thing, or National Passport Information Center. They've got phone numbers, but if I go through to the travel.state.gov, I can track my passport. I haven't done it yet, but I can track my passport and see what phases it in. Is someone actually looking at it right now, or is it just sitting there on hold on someone's computer? Um, there, let's see. Let me find. There's a. Here it is. I knew I had it somewhere. Um, this says passport fees to the U.S. Department of State. Now, this is the U.S. Department of State. It says adults age 16 and older, passport book only. See, they've got passport books and they got passport cards. Um, I don't know exactly what the big difference is. I mean, the passport should get you pretty much anywhere you need to go. Cards are for like if you're going to um, Canada or down to Mexico or something like that. That's like for traveling by land over the border. Um, but anyway, so application fee for a passport book only is $130. Um, they want that as like a money order or a check. And then the processing fee for going up there and basically having someone sit there and uh, go over this information and do your picture and all that, it's like $57. Which of course they want that like on a credit card or a debit card. So I know it's ridiculous, two forms of payment. I didn't understand until after I went up there that that was how they wanted it, and I was in there. I was lucky I actually had a debit card I could use at that moment. Uh, Application fee and expedition fee. Now, expedition means that you want it pushed through faster. That's $190. Um, and then they got an application fee plus expedition fee plus 1 to 2 day delivery. That is $209.53. Um, that's for people that they have to have it quickly. They need it like right now, and they cannot wait because it's like 6 to 8 weeks for the cheap one. And it's like if you go for just the expedited, it's like 5 to 7 weeks, I think, 5 to 6, 4 to 5 weeks, or no, 4 to 6 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember. They had a thing written up on the board, so that. And of course, if you want it delivers within 1 or 2 days, I mean that's going to cost you. That's where it's really going to cost you because that's like special delivery. That's not coming through the mail. That's someone like UPS delivering it to you quickly. So that's always going to cost you a little extra money. Um, if you want the card with it also, of course the prices go up. Uh, the first level is 160 to have the card. To get it quickly, 220. To get it really quickly, 239.53. And then they got prices for minors. It says under the age of 16, the book only is 100. To get it quickly, 160. To get it very quickly, 179.53. And then to get it and the card, once again, 115, then 175, then 194.53. Now the kids' prices are cheaper because of the fact that you have to actually change them more often. I think I didn't ask the guy, but I think someone told me at one point that the oh my word, it was like 10 years, I think, that a passport was good for, and then you had to renew it after that. With kids, I think it's like every 2 years or something like that. It, it runs in my mind that, the younger the child is, the more often you need to change it because, a 1 year old child is going to look a whole lot different than a 3 year old child. You know, so it's like the smaller the child, the more often you have to have it changed because you get up to about the age of 12 and it's like the features start kind of slowing down and they're not changing as rapidly as they were. So that's some of the fees that they have. um, did I say 57? I think that's $51. I'm sorry, the $51 for the processing. I should have looked at that a little closer whenever I was looking. And so then the last thing that I'm trying to, okay, so that's what my picture looked like. See, like I said, my hair, I wasn't realizing that I needed to have my uh, hair pulled back or else I would have trimmed my bangs up. So if you got your hair is a little bit longer, you either need to be prepared to pull it over to the side or to pull it in such a way to where, like I said, you can see the eyebrows. So my hair is going to look horrible for the next 10 years. I'll just have to remember next time to make sure that my hair is trimmed up ahead of time. Like I said, I wasn't thinking about that. Um, so that is what my official picture looks like. Um, Everybody looks horrible in those type of pictures, don't they? So, anyways, that was a little bit of my experience with getting my passport. Uh, from doing the stuff, like I said, on the computer, filling everything out, to going up to the office and talking to an official up there. They did not allow me to film up there because of the fact that there are personal information, you know, being, not only me and him, but if there had been someone else in there, because there's a second desk for a second person to be helped. And so, they didn't want someone else's information ended up on film either, which when he said that, I kind of realized, and it's like, well, yeah, duh, of course. So, that's why I didn't film any of that. But, so like I said, don't go up there looking like a clown. Don't go up there looking like your favorite punk rock sensation. Don't have your hair spiked up to here, because it's not good. Yeah, like I said, you might have like this much of it. uh, they're they're going to cut out more of your hair to show more of your face, because that's going to be the more important thing. They don't care how awesome you think your hair looks. Like I said, if you have like naturally curly hair and it's just very buoyancy and you have trouble getting it pulled down, that's understandable. But someone like me, don't go up there. If you're from the '80s, you remember the whole thing with the teasing the hair, and having it, all the Aquanet everybody used back in the '80s and '90s. And your hair would be like out to here. It looked like a helmet that would sustain a nuclear attack. Don't do that to your hair. I don't think we've done that to our hair in years. But just make sure got it down. Like I said, pull back, ears showing, you know, eyebrows showing, except for a rogue piece of hair. Maybe I should have done a spit curl right there. Yeah, right. I don't think I could have gotten my hair to spit curl. But anyway, so like I said, that is my whole process. I'm sorry about the dog and cat fight. That was completely and totally unexpected. And my poor Sandy, he's passed out now. I think the stress is too much for him. But anyways, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And you know, almost I can't go without saying it. Can I? Subscribe. Make sure you get a subscription there, so that way you can keep up on the whole process. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. If you have any comments, questions you want to ask, please feel free to leave a comment. And let's see, like, comment, subscribe. I think I hit the major ones there. And also, too, I still have a Facebook page. So come over there and watch me on my Facebook page, and come see a little bit of what I'm all about over there. So I'd appreciate it, all of y'all. And like I said, I hope maybe some of my information will help y'all. Anybody who wants to get a passport, maybe some of my information will help you out. And I really, really, really hope it does. So until next week, I hope everyone has a great week. Bye.